Thanks for staying with us. We're going to start with the nation. Naira scarcity sparks protests. Waba out, Ajero in. That's for Nigerian Labour Congress. Death toll in Turkey, Syria earthquake crosses 5,300. Ganduje links Naira shortage, court injunction to anti-June 12 elements. Court frees Omokre, 2 firms in $1.6 billion oil fraud case. NNPCL CEO Petro scarcity will ease next week. Okay, which story are we starting with? The nation.
Okay, I wanted to take the NNPCL CEO, but my picture is not loaded. I'll just quickly say the group managing chief executive of NNPCL, Mele Kyari, spoke on television and he apologized to Nigerians for what we have been going through. That one was even trending on Twitter. What we have been going through for the past months. And he says that he called it a glitch. He said just a glitch. And that, it's in a week, all of that will end. And we can already see, apart from, some moment stations already having products that they've not had products last week. And we can see some Ipman stations I bought 2 weeks back to back, 330 naira per litre from the one station at Celebo Stop. That's where I've been buying. And I don't want to mention the name, but he says that all of that will be dealt with. He just blamed it on internal issue that has been sorted out. So this just sort of makes it seem ridiculous to me the way our officials, public officials, deal with things that affect our lives. Let's hope that this glitch, as is promised, it ends in a week and that the apology, although I don't think that apology stands anything.
Okay, so the APC flag bearer, Ashwajibo Tinubu, yesterday was saying that Nigerians should stay calm and remain calm while relevant agencies continue to find solutions to the cash trap we're in, this cash crunch, and the fuel scarcity. He lamented all the scarcity and said that all the relevant agencies must come together to find a solution. He assured Nigerians that the current challenges will soon be over, urging them to avoid activities capable of causing unrest in the country, and even when they are justifiably correct. He said that this is a challenging period in life. Our country and our people must stay strong and remain calm while the agencies are able to find a resolution to this.
Still on the cash story, the governor of Kano State, Ganduje, is linking the naira shortage with the court injunction to anti-June 12 elements. According to him, he said that there are people that are anti-democracy and they are the ones causing this issue. He said that there is a collaboration between the People's Democratic Party candidate, Atiku, as well as the CBN, and is reacting specifically to the interim injunction by the Federal High Court in Abuja, stopping the CBN from extending the 10-day deadline, because people have been hoping that there will be an extension where the old legal tender will still be valid, but they've gotten an injunction saying nothing beyond that 10-day deadline. So he said that it's unfortunate that the CBN and its collaborators are insisting unnecessarily on the imposition of an unreasonable time frame for the old naira notes to cease to be a legal tender and it's obviously a national crisis, So he's just supporting the issues that many Nigerians are facing, accusations back and forth, and pointing fingers at PDP collaborating with CBN.
Okay, the punch. Naira crisis may disrupt polls. INEC wants emefiele and NSA. Ogun Undo, Edo protesters storm banks and demand cash. Ekiti owes pensioners 40 billion naira gratuity, says Oyebanji. U.S. indicts Nigerians of stealing varsity's $1.4 million. FG plans new policy to track public spending. Turkey, Syria earthquake death hits 17,146, yes. Fuel price to skyrocket as marketers threaten shutdown. And banks ordered to freeze Pakistani terror financiers' accounts. Let me start with the story that's that's connected to me somewhat. So my mother-in-law is a commissioner, she's a pensioner, a retiree. So the Ekiti State Governor, Biodun Oyebanji, has said that he will be prioritizing the payment of the pension and gratuities owed to many senior citizens. He was saying this while he was handing over a check of 130 million to 69 retirees yesterday. He said that the payments will be include retirees that are alive and the next of kin for those who have died. So he said, I quite understand the pains and agony of people working for so many years and have not been paid for their entitlement and when it was due. Say he wants to assure elderly citizens that his administration will ensure that they pay up all gratuities, and that's great news. I'm going to take that back home to my mother-in-law. He says, as of today, the state owes 40 billion naira outstanding liabilities, and it's going to make sure that gets paid. Okay.
Okay. I wanted to say the
Punch, any other story?
The terror financier.
Okay.
So the CBN in a circular on its website directed that all financial institutions are required to immediately screen customers and their database, and they should immediately freeze accounts related to a Pakistani Abdurrahman Maki. This was, this person has been linked to terror groups like Al-Qaeda by the United Nations Security Council, and the United Nations Security Council added Maki to a list, to its ISIL and Al-Qaeda sanction list and individuals and entities subject to asset freeze, travel ban, and arms embargo set out in Chapter 7 of the Charter. And the CBN has included that person in the circular. Hopefully, all accounts linked to him across the world will also be frozen.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to take the major headline, but part of it, the page 25 of it, where a lot of the banks have shut down their operations due to lack of cash. And we had the EFCC guy yesterday saying the banks are holding, but obviously these banks don't even have anything to hold. So a lot of the banks, Zenith shut down some of its branches yesterday, GTB, a lot of them, Sterling didn't shut down, but they said that they have just had a small staff. How do you call them? Essential staff. Just a few of the essential staff. Non-essential staff have been asked to stay at home. Customers are attacking the banks, thinking because of the EFCC video and the central bank's video of the day before, customers are now thinking that, oh, they're holding money, so they're attacking. So the banks have just decided to just shut down.
Okay, another story?
Yes, I want to take the story of the new federal government policy. So the federal government is implementing a new policy to track public spending. They said it is a follow-up to the previous time that they did a major change is when they created the Treasury single account and how effective that has been. But this one is called bottom-up cash planning policy, and it will take effect this Friday. The same Friday when we are going to stop using the old notes is when this policy will take place. Now, there are advantages to this policy. They said this policy will bring more certainty to budget execution and engender fiscal discipline. He said it would allow management to facilitate optimal allocation and utilization. So they are tracking every cash in every government money. People cannot hold on to government money. He said the policy is also going to ensure individual government cash needs through individual spending reduces, and other objectives like minimizing cost of holding cash balance and reduce risk of operational and market. Anyway, it's a good policy, like we always say when we read in papers, but let's see how implementation would work, and I hope the implementation will continually ease the effectiveness of government.
Okay, moving on now to Daily Sun. Angry bank customers destroy ATMs and vehicles. Nigeria fed up with APC, says Atiku. Again, gunmen invade CUPP spokesperson's home in Imo State. CBN won't be used to scuttle election, says emefiele. How Obi and I will transform Nigeria, says Dati. Wike makes U-turn, reapproves stadium for Atiku's rally. FG inaugurates Security Committee for 2023 consensus. 2023 census, actually. Don't use Ebubeagu for election. Police warns Southeast governors. And UTME registration closes February 14th, says Jamb. Yes. Okay, which story are we starting with?
The Jamb registrar, Professor Isaac Oluyede, has issued a warning to intending the university or tertiary institution students to quickly go and do their registration now. It says the e-pin will close on Tuesday, the 14th of February next week, and it will not continue. He said that the calendar is planned in such a way to create window for other examination bodies to carry out perform their own statutory roles, and so people should take advantage now of the free, almost empty, near empty registration centers across the country and do their registration rather than wait till the last minute and there will be a rush around the 14th and hope that there will be an extension. That it will not be extended, and this is the final call for people. So Jamb is registering right now. Your UTME registration is ongoing right now. Take advantage and go to your CBT centers and do that.
So, please, I need to take Wiki's story because he has magnanimously agreed for PDP to use his personal property, the stadium in Rivers State.
Abi?
It's not his personal property.
When he's agreeing and not agreeing.
I'm believing it might be his personal property because he has magnanimously agreed. He has said that so that they will not complain that it's because of the rally they didn't do in the states that they lost the election.
He highlighted security concerns for his people. That's why he didn't allow them in the first place.
Rivers State governor said he has reapproved Adokie Stadium for the People's Democratic Party.
Yeah.
And he said, this is coming after
I really love taking Wiki
story. To him.
She's talking.
I didn't talk about security. He said this people talk.
I took the story previously where he was saying it was the reason he did not.
That was yesterday.
That was, I'm telling you, I agree.
Today.
All right, so
listen.
We have agreed. We've heard you 3 times.
Okay, so another story.
So wait, he's also said that it's a lie that Ayu said that one of the G5 governors came to see him, but that Ayu is a liar. It's untruth.
Okay.
All right. So Ebubiagu, the police has warned against the use of Ebubiagu during the election. The police commissioner for Ebonyi State. The police commissioner for Ebonyi State has reiterated said this yesterday. He had a security meeting with security chiefs of the police headquarters in Abakaliki over the increasing politically motivated violence that has been taking place within Ebonyi State. And he said that Ebubiagu, that's the code name for the Eastern Security Network, was meant to support the work of police and that the police does not need them during the election. He warned local government chairmen, political party stakeholders, and anybody within the country. Nobody should equip Ebubiagu with arms, and nobody should bear arms during the election. Ebubiagu is not created, according to him, for political aggrandizement, but rather to strengthen the security of the state as non-state actors. So the conversation now is no Ebubiagu during the election period.
So CBN says that they would not be used to scuttle elections. He met with Yakubu yesterday, that's the INEC chairman, saying that, don't worry, I will make sure there's plenty of money. I would never be the one to need to scuttle the elections. According to him specifically, he said he assured the Apex Bank that he would not frustrate the positive outcome of the general elections. He has assured INEC of the security of the sensitive materials in the bank's custody, saying that it would use armored bullion vans to safely convey the materials. It's not just about the cash. We've done everything to make sure cash is available to the people, and we'll ensure that I will make sure that we will not allow ourselves as Central Bank to be seen as an agent to frustrate their efforts, and they'll make sure there's cash. So there was a handshake, and just like Nima says, when you wear your suits and jackets and make these handshakes, how does it really affect?
Because he also said when they wanted beavers, they wanted dollar to buy beavers, he told them that I will get you the dollar. And now there's beavers everywhere.
Yeah, so in his magnanimity also, they're all being magnanimous.
So
everybody's the king in the kingdom. So I will give you cash. Don't
see
worry.
this chair? Me go and be your guy for this chair.
Everybody's
and you magnanimously,
magnanimously
let other people sit down.
That's why we need a system. We need a proper system to clip these people's wings. You cannot have that kind of authority to decide when I give you stadium, I decide when I give you cash, I decide when I give you beavers. You know, it's my choice.
Come on.
Okay, let us take another story before I get in trouble.
True.
Tribune.
Yeah.
Move on. Let me move on to you. Few Naira's crisis, TUC, NLC demand immediate action from Buhari, says CBN. I will exploit all discovery in Bauchi, Gombe for Nigerians, says Atiku. Stray bullets hits one as protests rock Abeokuta, Undo, Benin. Death toll in Turkey surpasses 7,000. as Erdogan declares state of emergency. Really sad story there. IGP orders posting of redeployment of DIGs, AIGs, and CPs. And 2023 elections must not be truncated. Attack Lekwot and others tell Buhari. Okay, which story in Tribune?
The police force public relations officer has announced the redeployment and posting of DIGs, AIGs, Commissioner of Police across states. He said that the appointments, the states, the DIG Dam Malam Mohammed will be redeployed to the Department of Finance, explaining their new postings. And we have Frank Obana as the CP of Ogun State. We have Owonwa as the new CP for Lagos. And, several other DIGs and AIGs taking up new posts. And according to the first PRO, this redeployment and promotions take immediate effect in their new departments and new positions.
So I wanted to take a stray bullet that hit one of the people. They're not sure where the bullet came from, but there were protests in Abeokuta, in Ondo, different parts. They blocked roads. They were protests were witnessed in Pansheke, Okelewo, Adanton, Chapon, and other areas of the state capital. A lot of schools and shops quickly closed their places. But a viral video went of this guy who had been shot and blood was seeping down. But I don't think anybody is really sure of who he is.
Okay, we have to wrap up soon. Any story? Vanguard quickly, let's sign the story we've not taken. Election mirage without security, Sultan warns. Fuel scarcity, youth protest in Ondo, Ogun, Edo. How I escaped Turkey earthquake, says Johnson, Nigerian survivor in Turkey. Shake up in IGP, we talked about that. State of the nation, anarchy looms, says Kachuku. Any story in Vanguard that we've not taken?
Okay, so I know we intend to talk about it much later, but the bickering, according to what the Vanguard says, that telcos and banks differ on why online transaction fails. So the telcos feel like the solution is for the banks to increase their USSD capacity and properly deploy right facilities for a full-blown digital online banking. And because obviously there's been a widespread complaint of massive online transaction failures. All of us here have experienced it. After everybody has been forced to go online, the banks have denied that it was their fault. The telcos are saying no, they are responsible, and I think everybody should just...
Okay, I just wanted to quickly take the Emmanuel Johnson, who was a survivor of the earthquake. He escaped with his family. He said that it was 4 o'clock in the morning that the building started shaking. And he wasn't going to take it seriously till he just saw a crack in the wall. So he gathered his kids and his wife, and they ran out. And he said when they were running down the stairs that the stairs were collapsing, in front of him. He almost tripped. Anyway, he ran out, and they are all in the cold, freezing, without clothes. Their building has come down, and he just needs help.
Okay, that's all.
A Nigerian, Emmanuel Johnson.
Olaiton Johnson, I think. I have it here. All right, that's all we can take on today's paper review. When we come back, we go through we get our hot topic of the day. Stay with us, we'll be right back.